So as you can see, this is the box and it's really huge. So I'm not sure how I'm going to fit it through the doors. So I'm thinking about opening right here and take you outside with me to see the plants. So there was no protection and everything is moist. I need to take this box down to the garbage. So I had to do this on the balcony, and I don't think it's a good idea because it's kind of windy today and it's a noisy balcony, but I'll try. So I had to move into the kitchen because it's crazy windy outdoors. So I have a few things to tell you about these plants that I got. But first, let me tell you, this has been my most awkward online transaction I've ever had. Basically, because it hasn't even been a transaction. I haven't paid for these plants. Yeah, they haven't. They just sent the package before me sending the money, and I've never had done any business with them, so they don't know me. It's really weird. And I've been trying to get this order since last October, so it's been exactly 1 year, and I just got it. It's awkward. This came from Madison, which is in the middle of Greece, right in the middle. I had ordered 7 plants, actually ordered 8, but the 8th was not the variety that I wanted, so I didn't end up ordering it. So the first plant that I got was a Lonicera japonica halliana. Lonicera was named after Adam Lonzer, a German botanist in the 16th century. Japonica is Latin and it means from Japan, obviously, because this is where the plant was discovered. Haryana is in honor of J.R. Hall, an American physician who first discovered this plant in Asia and brought it to Europe. Lonicera haryana is a really hardy semi-evergreen or evergreen climber. It's quite vigorous and it can be invasive, so if you're interested in buying one, make sure you check with your local authorities or nurseries. I don't know, it's not invasive here, and it's the most common honeysuckle we can find. It's really hardy. It's USDA zone 4 to 9, and it gets quite big. It can get 5 to 9 meters tall, which is 15 to 30 feet, and it can be 1 to 3 meters wide, so 3 to 6 feet. It likes being in part shade and it can tolerate full sun, but I'm not sure it could tolerate our full sun unless it's like a super old honeysuckle. It flowers in late spring until late summer, and it has white, really fragrant flowers that become yellow as they mature. And after it's done blooming, it has some berries, some purple small berries, which are not supposed to be eaten, so don't eat them. It's also drought tolerant, and this is why it has acclimatized in Greek climate so well. But again, it can be invasive, so make sure you check whether you can purchase this or just choose a different variety of honeysuckle. The next plant that I got was the Virginia. It was named after a German botanist of the 18th century, Christian Weigel. I assume I don't know German. It's a native Eastern Asian plant and can get 1 to 3 meters tall and wide. So that is 3 to 15 feet. And it actually belongs in the same family as the honeysuckle. And it's 4 to 9 USDA zone hardy. So it's quite hardy and it can tolerate minus whatever degrees. It blooms in mid to late spring, and it has sparse flowers throughout summer and early autumn. It is not toxic. I have no idea what variety I got, so I have no more information regarding this plant. We'll see. The next plant that I got is Chytisus or Chytisus scoparius burkuli. Chytisus is a Greek word of unknown origin. Scoparius means reaper in Latin, hence its common name broom plant or something like that. I don't know. And it's another deciduous plant that loves full sun, and it blooms with yellow flowers. The particular variety Burkudi was named after Burkut, 20 in the early 20th century British hybridizer who created this hybrid. It is toxic. It gets about 1 to 1.5 meters tall and wide, which means 3 to 5 feet. It loves full sun. It does great in poor acid soils. It doesn't need much to be happy. In fact, I think it's best left alone. The next plant that I got was Cotinus cogigrea, royal purple, and this was pretty much the reason I wanted to get this ordered because I've been looking for this plant everywhere and it's been really expensive. I've only found it once and it was really expensive. I cannot really find it. So this is a royal purple and it's another deciduous plant from Asia. You might know this plant by its common name, smoke bush. It actually has small, pretty insignificant, I think, yellow flowers, but they are covered in hairy plumes, so it gives the effect of smoke. It blooms from late spring to midsummer, and it's a deciduous plant that enjoys full sun and is drought tolerant, and it gets approximately 3 to 5 meters tall and wide, so that means 10 to 15 feet. It will do great in really harsh climates. It's hardy down to zone 4. And the name of this plant was a challenge for me because Cotinus was actually a Greek word for the wreath, the olive wreath, the winners in the ancient Olympic Games got, which was made out of olive, not this plant. My assumption is it's quite arbitrary, but it's just my assumption because I tried researching it and I couldn't find any more information. So my assumption is that it's a paraphrased word of the Greek word kokinos, which means red, which makes sense. I don't know. Kajigria was also an interesting word. I didn't find anything. This word was probably a dialect in the Byzantine era. The only word close to that word is the word kokix, which is the tailbone, and that derived from the word for cuckoo, because the tailbone resembles a cuckoo's. I don't remember how this is called. So yeah, it was really interesting researching this, and I think I'm going to be researching a bit more because I'm intrigued. I also got cotonaster. I have no idea what variety that is. It could be either lacteus or horizontalis or franchetti, because this is what the site said. I don't think it's horizontalis because it's deciduous, and this is pretty much the only plant that it looks healthy and full. So cotoneaster comes from the Latin word cotoneus, which is probably deriving from the ancient Greek word kidoni, which is a certain fruit. It's actually quince. And aster means star in ancient Greek and in modern as well. But some sites say that in this case it means resemble. Cotoneaster belongs in the rose family. The next plant is Hinomelis X superba, crimson and gold. The X is a mark for hybrid, so this is a hybrid plant. It's hardy down to zone 5, and it's a rather compact variety of Hinomelis. It only gets approximately 5 feet tall and wide. It loves full sun and can do great in partially shaded positions as well. Now, as for the word, Henomelis comes from the ancient Greek words heno, which we are not using. I had to look it up, to be honest, which means gape or becoming wide open, and melis, which comes from the Greek word milo, melon, which is apple. Superba is Latin and it means proud or eventually superb, excellent. It also belongs in the rose family. It's a really stunning plant because it's deciduous, but the flowers come before the leaves in late winter, early spring, I believe during March. The specific variety has crimson flowers, obviously, and then it is followed by some yellowish fruit, which are bitter, but you can use them for jellies and jams, and I would like to try that. Another plant in my order was Forsythia. So this is another hybrid because it's Forsythia X intermedia Linwood variety. Forsythia was named after William Forsyth, an 18th century Scottish horticulturalist and botanist who was actually one of the founders of the RHS, and he was the one who brought this plant over to Europe from China. Intermedia or intermedius, it's a Latin word for in between. It's hardy down to zone 6 and it enjoys full sun. It doesn't get too big. I think it will do great in a container, I hope. So it gets 2 to 3 meters tall and wide, which means 6 to 9 feet. And it's quite stunning. This also flowers before the leaves come out, just like Hinomelis. So these were the plants in my order. I do hope you've enjoyed this really weird, awkward video because it was not a proper unboxing and the plants do not look great because most of them are deciduous, but I thought I should share that because really it was awkward and I'm just waiting on them to tell me how to pay them and they still haven't replied to me and I feel kind of bad about it. I don't know. I don't even know how much this cost. Oh, by the way, most plants cost me approximately 2 to 3 euros. The most expensive one I got was 8 euros and it was coqueluche. Honestly, the weirdest unboxing video ever. But I do hope you've enjoyed and you've enjoyed this nerdy information. So until next time, keep on dreaming. Bye. So here are the plants that I got. I think this is Lonichera and it's quite big in a tiny pot. Look at those roots. It is huge, but it needs some TLC. This is another plant that I have yet to identify. I think I've identified this as Vegela. I think this is deciduous. This is one huge pot, and this is Codinus. And this is Cotoneaster.